Today, I am reviewing the RitFit Gazelle Pro, and I have watched every video out there on this machine so that you don't have to. I'm gonna cut through all the fluff and tell you exactly what you need to know. Before I got mine, I had 3 questions. Could I get full range of motion on this machine? Was the foot plate gonna be big enough for the way I like to position my feet? And was it gonna be as smooth as the machine in my commercial gym? All right, let's break it down. Building this was not complicated, but it is a beast. It has a max static weight capacity of 2,000 pounds and a dynamic load capacity of 1,300 pounds. When you go heavy on this machine, it is solid as a rock. A couple quick build tips. When attaching the top beam, I struggled to get everything to line up. So what I had to do was loosen all the bolts in that area, including the guide rods. And once I did, everything came together smoothly. Second, my safety lock bars were too tight. I could barely get them to open and close. Turns out that the top and bottom brackets holding these rods were not straight. So I loosened them, realigned them, and that fixed it right away. All right, let's get started with leg press. This is where the Gazelle Pro really shines. I'm 6'3", and as you can see, I have a full range of motion with a lot of room to spare at the bottom. The website says this is designed for users between 4'9" and 6'8". And judging by this footage, that sounds accurate. Even if you're getting a super deep stretch, you can see there's easily another foot or a foot and a half of space between the lowest point that I reach and where the safety stop is. This is set up on a roller system, and honestly, it feels just like the leg press in my commercial gym. It is super smooth, there is no wobble. Even when I'm pressing heavy weight, it just feels like I'm locked into a tight, smooth groove. I loved it. Here you can see I'm locking in the safety catches at full extension, and I'm 1 notch below the top one. The handles where you lock the weight out when you're done with your set, they have 5 different places where you can rack the weight. If you ever get stuck anywhere along that range of motion, you can close those handles and you're gonna be able to rack the weight right there. The foot plate here is 25.6 inches by 15.9 inches. This is perfect for me. It accommodates every position that I ever use for my foot placement. This foot plate also has 3 separate angle settings, so you can get the exact angle you want. The weight holders are detachable. If you don't have as much room, you can take these off and just use the lower weight holders. These are also removable. So if you need to put it somewhere with a more narrow footprint, you can do that. Having all this weight storage is super convenient when you're loading and unloading the leg press, because that's a lot of weight to have to move. Switching from leg press to hack squats is super easy. You just drop the foot plate and move the back pad. Check out this back pad, by the way. This is a 3-inch thick pad. That's crazy. Awesome job. I wanted to test the full range of motion, so I set the safety stop to its lowest position, and I still could not hit it. I can't hit rock bottom, and that's deep. I can get a full range of motion with the deepest stretch that I'm capable of getting, and this thing works perfect for me. But if you're under 6 foot tall, depending on how flexible you are, you may start to bottom out at some point. So the easiest way to fix this is to add a little bit of height to the foot plate. One solution that I saw that looked like what I would probably do was to take a horse stall mat and to cut it into 4 pieces. The foot plate on this is 29.92 inches by 21.65 inches. A horse stall mat is 4 foot by 6 foot, and it's 3/4 of an inch thick. So you can cut that into 4 pieces that will fit that foot plate almost exactly. You could easily add 3 inches with one horse stall mat. With a small modification, if you want a hack squat and get that full range of motion, it is definitely achievable on this piece of equipment. This plate has 4 different levels of adjustability. So you have 1, you have 2, then you can take this pin out, and then you can put it up here, and it's got 2 settings in that hole. The reverse hack squat is a great bonus movement, and this is something that most of these budget machines do not offer. That said, the shoulder rest is 6 inches higher when you're in this position, so you lose 6 inches of range at the bottom. This means that most people, including me, will hit the safety stop before getting a full stretch. So it is limited, but it is pretty cool to have this additional movement in the arsenal of movements you can do in your home garage gym. This is also another way you can hit your calves. Training calves on this machine is awesome. You can do it in 2 ways. You can do it in this reverse hack squat position, or you can do it from the leg press setup. Either way, you get a full stretch, and for me, this is exactly how I train my calves in the commercial gym. This has wheels at one end. You can move it around to some extent. Oh gosh. See, now I can move it around. You probably can't, but it's pretty heavy. Get back to your home. Okay. Woo. Okay. All right, it's a little heavy, but if you have 2 people, wheeling it around actually is really easy. And it also has these on the legs, so you can attach it to the ground if you want to. Another clever thing that RitFit did is they added the ability for you to use bands in 2 different ways. You can use the band pegs at the top of the machine to reduce the resistance when you're at the lowest point of the movement, like I'm doing here. Or you can use the band pegs on the lower rails to add resistance through the peak of the movement. This is one of those things that I don't use now, but I'm sure someday I will watch a video about using bands, and I'm gonna run out to my garage and look at my leg press machine to see if it has the right band pegs, and I will be so glad that RitFit included this at that time. All right, final thoughts. I love this machine. I can do a full range of motion on both leg press and hack squats. The foot plate is perfect. It's bigger than it looks online, and it allows me to accommodate every position that I like. It is every bit as smooth as my commercial gym. RitFit crushed it on the Gazelle Pro. If you want to get one, use my Amazon link in the description below, and I get a small commission, and I appreciate that. That's all I got. More cool stuff to come. Keep grinding.